So pretty much this is my first Calvary impression. I'm going to be doing 1971 to 72. It's a very late war impression. I don't think anybody else has really done a late war first Calvary impression. But anyways, I'm going to be starting with the Bandoliers and then making my way to the right. So here's my Bandoliers. This is just a 7-pocket bandolier. Nothing too special. This one's a little bit graffitied. It's mostly based off an original photo. The guy actually had 69er on this pocket, Vietnam on this one, then short, and then his initials, but I just put mine just to make it more of my own. But yeah, that's just the bandolier. This is an SKS bandolier, nothing too special. Holds 10 pockets rather than 7, and the SKS magazines fit perfectly with the 20 rounders. So pretty interesting. I think the whole setup of it is a little different. The SKS bandoliers actually came with these suspenders. I just cut them off. That was real common for guys. There is one famous photo of a bunch of First Calvary guys, and they're all pimped out with their gear, like or I guess they have like a completely different setup than everybody else. They have these, they're wearing tank tops, and they have carabiners on their pants, kind of like mine, actually the same setup as mine, and they have XM177s, completely interesting, something I haven't really seen in any other photos. But yeah, that's an SKS Viet Cong bandolier. This is another Viet Cong chest pouch thing. I don't really know the correct name for it, but anyways, this is really made for the AK-47. These 3 mags are for 30 rounders. I think this one here, the ones on the other sides, these actually hold grenades, and then these 2 hold, I believe, 20 rounders of something else. I guess the AK-47 has 20 rounders. I don't really know about the AK-47, so I apologize for that. But yeah, I've seen probably about 3 or 4 photos of guys wearing these. A lot of guys, I haven't seen any guys with 30 rounders in here, in these 3 pouches, but I have seen guys kind of shove down 20 rounders. And I think they actually might have put socks in them to kind of bring the magazines more up, because these pouches are pretty long, so I'd figure it'd be kind of uncomfortable to pull them out in a firefight, but that's just me. But yeah, I put my 30 rounders in here, and then I put pistol magazines in these 2, and then just my 20 rounders in those. Whenever I do wear it, I usually wear either one or the other on these bandoliers. I always wear an American bandolier, but when it comes to Viet Cong stuff, I just kind of wear one. Wearing too much of one would look kind of goofy. There's my AK-47 drum magazine pouch, I guess. I don't really know too much information. I don't know if 30-round AK-47 magazines were in Vietnam. I don't really know. Actually, it might have been a 50-rounder. I don't really know. But just let me know in the comments. I really don't know too much information about these. Just let me know. If not, if they weren't used in Vietnam, I just won't use it. But yeah, there's that. Making my way to the right with all, I guess, more field gear. This is just my pistol belt, or I guess my web gear. It's on M56 pistol belt, and 2 M56 canteens, and an M67, or 2 M67 ammo pouches. These ammo pouches are pretty rare to find, and I found about maybe 3 photos of guys wearing them. The date on here is 69. I don't think you guys can tell. I'm having a difficult time seeing it through the camera, so I apologize if you guys didn't see it. But these hold 30 rounders. A lot of photos I've seen, or not really a lot of photos, I've had a hard time finding photos of guys with 30 rounders. However, I found a lot of videos of guys with 30 rounders in their mags. I don't know how many 30 rounders guys would have. I would assume maybe 5 at most. I know a lot of MacVSOG guys, LARP guys had them. The whole 30 rounder history is a little bit confusing. It's kind of up in the air, honestly. A lot of people say that the 30 rounders were never really used because they had malfunctions. Some people say that they were issued out, and some other people say that they were privately purchased. It's all kind of confusing, but I do know for sure that guys had 30 rounders in 72 and in 71, and even in 1970, because there's videos of it. If you guys want to do the research, you can. It's kind of simple, but yeah. These are just smoke grenades. I just have them hooked onto the pistol belt. Nothing too special. These are just airsoft smoke grenades. Guys would put tape on them just to kind of hide the lettering. I guess make it a little bit more camouflaged, I suppose. But yeah, they're pretty cool, I guess. That's just a ammo belt, I suppose. The M60 would go through ammo like nothing. So a lot of guys would just carry ammo belts of ammo, and you just give them to the M60 gunner because he burns through ammo. But yeah, a lot of photos of guys who aren't M60 gunners I've seen of guys just wearing these. But yeah, this is the M16A1. This is a later model. There's an earlier variant, and then there's a later war variant. I think the early war variant is the M16 just by itself. It has a three-prong flash hider. The whole guard right here is completely different. It just has an entirely different, I guess, setup, but I guess they look a little bit similar. But this is just the later war setup. Sorry for the noise, guys. There's a trash can thing, car coming by. But yeah, the sling's in a completely different, I guess, area. A lot of guys I've seen, they put their slings in this way. I don't see too many guys with the correct setup, I suppose, with these two loops here. But yeah, I don't know. I just saw it off a photo, kind of copied it. It looks pretty cool. You could kind of carry it over your shoulder, and it's just a little bit more comfortable, I suppose, just carrying it around. But yeah, there's that. I'm gonna go over here. This is just kind of more of I suppose, personal items around in that range. Well, actually, before I get to the personal items and all that, this is just a bipod. Haven't seen too many of these on YouTube, so I figured I'd show you guys. But yeah, I just kind of put it on the rucksack, or if I really wanted to, I'd sometimes put it on my belt. But there's that. I never really use it, to be honest, but yeah. There's my personal items, just a variety of different necklaces that I wear. Honestly, just kind of depends on my mood. A lot of guys would put some of these necklaces on their helmets. Kind of how I have one on my helmet, which I guess I'll show off later. But yeah, here's my dog tags. Wrapped up with the correct, I guess, green tape. I think this tape is called Pro Grappler tape or something like that. I can't think of the name on the top of my head. And then there's just a bullet, kind of a cool detail, I suppose. But yeah, these are just my necklaces. This is my watch. A lot of guys would use these watches, or I guess wear these watches. I think they would purchase them from the PX. PX is kind of like a marketplace where you can buy radios and cigarettes and so on and so forth. Radios, that kind of thing. I think I actually already said radios, my bad. But yeah, this is just kind of a 70s styled, thick wrist watch. But yeah, you see a lot of photos of guys wearing those in the later years of Vietnam. But yeah, it's all on a towel, you know, just a casual towel. These are some leech straps. These leech straps are actually from the tropical rucksack. So what guys would do would be the tropical rucksack would come with these straps, and on the sides you can use them to, I guess, strap on your canteens. They're really hard to find, and I actually haven't seen any photos of them on the tropical rucksack. But when they were issued out, you know, in the late 60s, they had them, and so a lot of guys just take those straps off and use them for leech straps. Took me forever to find out this information. It was really difficult, but I always noticed that guys would have these straps on their legs, and you know, I never knew what they were. But yeah, pretty much these are just reproduction straps, I guess center frame straps. I bought them off eBay, but yeah, I'll show you guys what strap specifically in case maybe you guys don't know what a center frame strap is. But yeah, sock. I think this is the same style as the Vietnam socks. Just, I guess they're just modern ones, you know, got them from a surplus store. Here's my sea rations, you know. That one, the sea ration box is just, I think it's from the 80s, but it looks almost identical to a Vietnam one. Hold up, give me a second. It's almost identical to a Vietnam one. And this is just kind of an update to my how to make a sea ration video. Walmart doesn't make the smooth rimmed sea rations anymore. So, or not sea rations, cans anymore. So I found another company. I found this company at Big Lots. So I don't know if your Big Lots would have them. Hopefully they do. But hopefully if they don't have them anymore, maybe these will be on Amazon or something like that. But yeah, I think these ones are actually a little bit more correct to the can size, because the Walmart cans were actually a little bit taller than the originals, but I think these ones are actually a little bit more smaller. But there's that. Make my way up with some of the hats and the shirts and stuff. These are just these are just t-shirts with the correct collar size. I think the correct collar size is an inch. I'm 99% sure. You'd see a lot of guys with either OD green shirts or black shirts. I think the black shirts would be privately purchased from like the PX. The whole history about green t-shirts is a little bit interesting. A lot of guys would just kind of dye their white t-shirts the correct green. So you see a lot of like different varieties of green in Vietnam, I guess, in t-shirts. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, those are my t-shirts. These are just modern ones with the I guess correct collar. But yeah, bandanas, you know, nothing too special. This is just a bandage pouch. I made it into a bandana. Very common thing guys would do. Bandanas were actually very valued in the I guess in the field, because there's a lot of things you could do with them. This is just another bandana I wear kind of underneath my helmet and stuff. Kind of keeps off the sweat. This is my helmet. Nothing too special. This helmet's very inspired by I guess Ed Spooky. Ed Spooky was in the 1st Cavalry. I think he was in the 8th Cavalry, if I'm mistaken. Let me think. He had his in like the fall camo, and he graffitied the front, I think like Cambodia or something like that. I kind of copied it. A lot of photos of guys in the late war actually have the fall camo for some reason, so I figured might as well do that because it's kind of different. These are sea ration cigarettes, these Chesterfields, reproduction insect repellent, and then MRE matches, toilet paper, with the beaded necklace. That's kind of it. I aged it a fuck ton, so it looks really used up. That's just a cap. I think that might not be Vietnam, but it looks incredibly like Vietnam. It has the 2 stitching, and I think it might be. I'm not too sure. I think it's in the correct green. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's just my cap I wear. Kind of throw that in my pocket, you know. That's just my boonie. It's in the EDRL camo. You see a lot of guys wearing EDRL late war. Most of what I've just kind of seen, I think mostly it's 1st Cavalry and 101st, but I could be completely wrong. But yeah, it has grenade pins and a Vietnam bandana on it. These bandanas I've seen with the 101st, but I also seen them with the 1st Cavalry as well. I think the photos I've seen, they're actually in the red formation with the 1st Cavalry, but I think in the 101st they actually had the blue ones, but I don't think it matters. It's honestly just, you know, a personal item. But yeah, bought that on eBay and I've been looking for it forever. But yeah, there's that. Just my jungle jacket, nothing too special. I sewed on the 1st Cavalry patch. Again, nothing too special about it. I think this one's actually 70 dated or something like that. But yeah. Oh, it has the U.S. Army. Hopefully you can see that. U.S. Army patches. And then some guy's name. But yeah, there's that. There's my pants with my Bowie knife on a carabiner. A lot of guys would do that. They would either put it on their, I guess, belt loop, or I guess their web gear, I suppose. But yeah, this is a W49 Bowie knife. They were highly, I guess, not really highly used. It's just one of those personal items guys would carry. I think it was the biggest knife on the market in the late 60s. And mine's actually, I think, either 68 all the way to 72 dated. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, I guess right next to the Bowie knife is just a church key on a grenade pin. Something guys would do, you know, just so you wouldn't lose it, I suppose. But yeah, there's that. Also, I have photos of guys using that knife and stuff. But yeah, there's that. Oops, M65 field jacket, I suppose. I always thought they never used them, but apparently they did. They mostly used them in, I guess, the mountains and the hills and stuff like that, where it was a lot more colder. I do have photographic evidence of guys wearing them, but I never really wear this. I might wear this when it gets a little bit colder and stuff, but yeah, there's that. There's my boots. I think they're I want to say they're 67 dated or something like that. I could be wrong, but yeah, I just have a dog tag on the boot. Kind of got that off Hamburger Hill, but yeah, I just thought that'd be kind of a cool detail. What else? There's my rucksack. I've shown off my rucksack a shit ton, but this kind of, I guess, setup is a little bit more different than, I guess, the previous one. I actually have a tropical rucksack mounted on it, something a lot of 1st Cavalry guys would do. I'll actually kind of move and show off it a little bit more closer. I'll show the back. There's the back. It has the tropical rucksack. I guess straps, shoulder straps, tied on with the lace. I also use the tropical tropical rucksack straps, adjuster straps, and tied them on. to the frame. It's pretty good on there. This whole I guess can't think of the name, paracord. This whole paracord idea, I didn't come up with. It actually came from a first Calvary guy. There was a dude on YouTube. He kind of showed how to mount your tropical rucksack, I guess in a historically accurate way. But yeah, I just have some cardboard on here, make it a little bit more comfortable. A lot of guys would cut up ration boxes and just put them underneath their stuff, so kind of makes it a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, there's that. Here's just the straps. These are lightweight rucksack straps. Just kind of attached it. Sorry, I don't know the names of all the straps. Yeah, I apologize for that. But pretty much this is just the setup. That's a grasshopper gas mask on the top. These gas masks were specifically issued to the 1st Cavalry and the 1st Infantry Division. They weren't really issued to anybody else. But yeah, carabiner, stove, made out of a ration can. Guys would use church keys, kind of, make this pattern, I suppose. Some photos on that. And they would just use like heating tablets and stuff like that. There's a claymore bag, single flare, ammo can. Hopefully you guys can see it. What's the name? There's a bedroll, poncho liner, and I even have shelter half on the other side. There's some canteens. I think I'm carrying around 10 quarts of water. That's the 2-quart canteen. Machete. Think that's kind of it. I have an accessory strap wrapped around it. M67 cover. But that's kind of it on the rucksack. I'll make another video kind of showing off all the stuff in it. I kind of packed it in a historically accurate way. But yeah guys, I'll see you guys later. I'll make that video probably pretty soon. But yeah, see ya.